Next one is weird. Seamus mentions hearing me use the phrase "my broker" to manage leaps positions, assuming I was working with a human financial advisor. Seamus asks how to find a good broker who actually looks out for your best interests instead of just farming you for commissions. Well, I got to make a big clarification here as well. I have never, ever, ever, ever used a broker or a financial advisor in my life. If I did, I wouldn't be where I am. Okay. No offense to the financial advisors out there, but I blaze my own path. I do my own thing. I have my own systems. I have my own models, and that's it. If I mentioned my broker, I'm talking about the platform I use, whether that be Robinhood or Fidelity or Schwab or E-Trade or any of these things. There is no human manager, never was, never will be, making any any management decisions on my accounts. I do everything myself and have done so since the 90s. That's it. Period. Not very exciting. There was a time in the early 90s to make a trade, you had to pick up the phone and call somebody. But then when the e-brokerages came around, you didn't have to do that. So first of all, never, ever have I done that. But I do want to say one thing, because you are onto something. When you look at traditional financial advisor incentives, they are fundamentally broken for active, high conviction investors like me. I remember once somebody looked at my account that was in one of these firms, and they asked me how I did it because they were stunned with the returns. And then they said, "We can help you reduce your risk." I said, "No, I take on risks to make higher returns. That's kind of my game." Anyway, the commission-based models, they make money only when you churn accounts, the asset management fees, the advising fees, etc. It's a long-term drag on your wealth. In fact, recently I did a video of the impact, or maybe it's a Patreon post, of fees. A lot of financial advisors, hedge funds, and people that give you access to stocks. I mean, there's no good outcome here. Okay. If you want to do something different and survive and beat the market, you have to be very aggressive, and you have to be a high conviction investor that does a ton of work. This is not a game. This is a blood sport. Unless you train every day and get the hell beaten out of you every day working hard, you're not going to win, because you against the other machines out there. So be careful of that. I want to make that very clear. Never, ever used a broker for financial advice or to manage my positions or manage my leaps. I do everything myself. That's the best way too. And before we get to some live questions, shout out to the team as well. This week, we helped the Best Friends Society to help Myrtle, who arrived at the sanctuary full of anxiety and extremely stressed out. But she loves snuggles and meandering around, and she's well taken care of.